Hello and welcome to this EasyFox tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to set up the router for ReactJS client. So in the previous video, we have already finished implementing the login logic for our application. So when we input a username, test for example, and a password, and click login, the client has successfully sent a login request and is also sent a app access request. And when the server send back a comment, we told that the app access is successfully. So, but actually we want when we log in successfully and when we access the app successfully, we want to go to another page which might show a list of users so that we can choose the user to chat with. And to do that, we need to prepare the router so that we can navigate navigate between the pages in our application. Okay, so to do that, first I need to navigate to the client project and then use command yarn add react router DOM. And in this tutorial, I also want to use the MVC ES6 module. All right, we are good to go. So now I'm gonna modify the index.js a little bit. So in this one, I want to import the browser router from React Router DOM. I also want to import the route and the switch. No, I don't need to import the switch. Okay, and here I want to use the router tag. I'll define the browser router as router for faster typing. And in the router, I'll have a route with a path equal to the home page, and the render is equal to, I want to pass the props which contain the history property to the app component, and I want to pass in that props. Okay. I need to close this. Okay, I don't need the app anymore. Okay, let's give it a test. When we load in new modules, we need to manually restart the client. All right, so nothing has changed in the user interface. Now I'm gonna create a new directory, namely message view, and in this directory I create a message view.jsx file. And first I want to import React as normal, and I want to create a class component message view which extends the React.component. And of course I need to export the message view. Here I create the render function which return a s1 with this message view. Okay, so I want that when we successfully access the app, the chat tutorial app in the server, we want to navigate to the message view page. Okay, to do that, first in the chat.js, I want to create two routes. So the first one is the login routes. So I can call. So first I need to import the route from React router DOM, and I create a route tag here. I want the exact path, which login, and the render is equal to props and a login view, and I want to pass the props to the login components, and I need to close this parenthesis. Okay, and I want to create another component, another route with the message URL and the message view. Okay, the IDE automatically import the message view for me. That is very useful. I no longer need the login view here, so I can delete it. Okay, let's try again. So now you can see the index file now like showing nothing. And if we go to the localhost 2000/login, we now have the login form here, and test is test 1 2 3 4. So nothing happened, nothing has changed in the controller, so in the logic. But now if I go to the message URL, I can access to the message view. Okay, so now how can we navigate from the login view to the message view? So to do that, I'm gonna set up an MVC variable here, which are the MVC.get instance. It is a singleton. So the MVC is from the MVC ES6 that we have added at the beginning of this tutorial. And I want to add a view. So this is no, actually I want to add a controller, namely router, so that I can access this router, so this navigator, anywhere in my application. So I can use this router at any pages in my application. And so to create a global operation like that, I'll divide it in the component didmount function and let the router controller equal to this.mvc.getController. Get controller, this.mvc.getController router, and router dot add default view. So I call it navigate to a view URL. So to redirect to a new URL, we can use the history property. So let history equal to this dot prop. So because we have already grabbed the app component inside a route tag, so it says already has a history prop in this variable, in this argument. So now I can use this history to push the view URI here. So whenever I call the router controller dot update views navigate and I pass in a view URL, it will redirect to a new view URL. Okay, let's test this by go to the socket proxy, and from here I can, because the MVC is a singleton, I can access it anywhere I want. So I will let the MVC equal to the MVC dot get instant, and then from here I can use the MV let the router controller equal to the MVC dot get controller with the name router, and the router now can update views with the action navigate and with the URL slash message. Okay, so let's try it. Go back to my login view and then refresh the browser. MVC is not defined. So why the MVC is not defined in the socket proxy? Okay, I forgot to import the MVC from MVC ES6. Okay, let's try again. So cannot read the default view of undefined. So basically, the router controller was undefined. Let me fix that issue. Let's open the app.js. But the function name is actually new controller, not add controller. So with new controller, it will create a new controller, namely router. So let's try again. Okay, now it works. Let's try test 1, 2, 3, 4, and then log in. So you can see it successfully sent an app access request, and when the server accepts it to access the app, it will successfully log in and then return to the message view, so which is what we have expected. So I have already shown you how to set up the router in our ReactJS client. So whenever we need to navigate to a new page, we only need to call the router controller update views and with the navigate action and pass in the UI that we want to go to. Thank you and see you in the next tutorial. Bye.